Good afternoon, everyone. It's Diamond G back for another installment of Diamond G Speaks. This one is going to be a very brief, basically an update and a synopsis of the book, A Journey Into and Through Lupus. Go right there. We can get a good look at it. Camera focus a little bit. The picture there, that woman is my mother, my late mother, Yvonne Lightner, who passed on November 5th of 2013. And what this is here, what this book, in my hand represents, is my mother's journey, her life story, and it's going to offer those who have lupus, and those who have family members that have lupus. It will give you an opportunity to see inside of lupus itself. That's something that's often missing in today's era of technicality, especially when it comes to medical diagnosis. And there's a lot of things that people are afraid to talk about. So in this book, my mother and I, we talked at length about whether or not certain things should be put in the book. There were very private and personal things that she went through. And in the end, the bottom line was this. She felt that if someone could be helped by something that she experienced, whether or not they agree with the experience itself or the validity of the experience, the fact that they know that it's not an isolated thing, should they happen to go through the same type of thing. There are going to be some things that make some people uncomfortable, and particularly with lupus, there are many things that go on, especially within the mind, and it can be a tough thing to go through by yourself. So this book here, not only have we gone through clinical definitions, I also painstakingly interviewed other people who had lupus who wished to remain anonymous. So I included, basically, I was able to check my mother's experiences against what they were going through, and a lot of them were like, man, I got chills. I thought I was the only one that went through that. I didn't really want to say anything because I thought people would think I was crazy. So it's going to do a lot of good. And I'm going to also be reaching out. I'm going to be very active with the Lupus Foundation. I still keep in contact with them on a regular basis. And in addition to the work that I'm going to be doing with the general community, where I'm going to start reaching out and doing public speaking and motivating some of our young people to kind of get this these different concepts and ideas where failure is becoming acceptable out of their minds. I'm also going to be working with the Lupus Foundation and lupus support groups, and that's a personal mission of mine, to kind of just speak to people and let them know that it's okay to talk about these things. The only way that you can ever get really a better understanding or make any progress is to have a frank, no holds barred discussion, in a forum where there's not going to be anyone that's going to be judged based on what they say or what they believe, in that particular setting. That's the only way progress gets made, ever, with anything. So that's what it's going to be in a nutshell. So those of you who know me, you'll be able to hear my voice also, because I primarily responsible for the editing, and also my mother taught me what you see in front of you. And also with those of you who've known to be, an academic genius of sorts, I'm referring to myself at this point. That was cultivated by my mother, because she herself was a genius, but she, basically set aside, the opportunities that the world would have presented her in order to raise and cultivate a family. So you get a chance to really see inside of us and what really made my mother tick. And but more importantly, it's just we would just want to help people. There's also some valuable information in here as to homeopathic remedies, and that's something that my mother really, really relied on. And again, it's not for everybody, but it came to a point where, I'd say this: my mother was here 18 years beyond what the doctors had a logical clinical explanation for what she was here, the time that she lived. So she was doing something right, and that's the thing. And she was by no means perfect, but the fact that she was a flawed person who would share her flaws with the world, and was not pretentious at all, was something that really made her beautiful, to me and others that she touched. She was a very giving person. And, unfortunately, there were some that took it upon themselves to put out an obituary. I did not sanction it, nor did my two younger brothers sanction it either. But she was, in a way, she was minimalized and diminished, in the fact that a great part of her life and her contributions have been left out. And I don't believe that it was done intentionally. However, I guess unintended consequence of that was, a feeling of disrespect, which kind of permeated, between me and my brothers. We did, that was the wrong thing to do, So, this book right here, that wrong has been righted. And for those of you who reached out to me and were upset, at the way that obituary was written. I understood that, but it was not an appropriate time for me to respond, and nor should it have been a response that was of that could show any malice or contempt. Because like I said, it was a very difficult time for me, so I just chose to take the high road and just stay clear of it. But all in due time, my friends. Everything has, as my mother used to say, everything has a season. And everything has a time. It'll run its course, and we'll go forth from there. So I want to thank everyone for their support. My family members who have been with me throughout this whole journey. I greatly appreciate it, and I will not forget anyone who has had our back, and meaning my family. There are relatives I have not seen in years, but I can tell you I can see their faces just as clear as if they were standing in front of me, simply because they cared enough to keep in touch, and that to me is amazing. That's a few on the tri-side, and there are a lot of Lightners that recently met me last summer, and I hear from them all the time. And man, let me tell you, when I'm feeling down, it's good, to have to basically know that I can count on somebody to reach out to me and be like, hey, cuz, how you doing? You feeling all right? Is everything okay? I'm just thinking about you. We're so proud of you. That's a wonderful thing. So again, that's something that my mother really emphasized a lot. Was for me to make sure that I encourage those around me to keep on doing whatever they're doing. If they're having they're in a tough situation, they can build from that. As a lot of people, my brothers and sisters from the sheriff's department, I'd like to send a special shout out to my brother William Smikowski, and call him Ski. A lot of people don't know that, like, oh, we didn't know you had a brother, but no, this cat, we couldn't be closer if we were blood. I trusted him implicitly with my life, and vice versa. So I'm gonna just keep on, man. I got all these people who are counting on me. So that being said, be blessed,